Hello world. Patricia, O'Connor, and Frida, Reba, Darcy here. Today on the bonsai balcony, we pick up and we keep going. Lucky for me, I have an outlet when things look a little stressful or tense. Right now they've got a good amount of construction going on, which as a rule doesn't really bother me. Those guys are probably making pretty good money right now, and they're making somebody else's apartment better, so. But that's not making my little shots any easier. What we're looking at here is a wisteria that I have just pretty much hacked back within an inch of its life. A little explanation is probably due there. I'll just sit down here and tell you about it. I've been watching the foliage on this tree slowly but surely die off, because that's what it does. That's what it does in late fall. If you stay on top and you keep watering it, maybe if you pump nitrogen to it or something, you might keep those leaves hanging out a little longer. I didn't, and so they were just slowly, about half of them were dead and about half of them were still photosynthesizing underneath our good old lights there. And today when I came out to water, I didn't see woolly aphids. I saw an entire herd of woolly aphids. This thing was had gone from fine to completely covered in woolly. I was amazed. Just to say that I was amazed would be an understatement. So what I did was two-pronged. I took a spray bottle. First, I Googled how to rid woolly aphids, and I saw a lot of chemicals, none of which I had on hand, or I probably would have used them. I'm not, I'll send in a strike force to go and nuke the neighborhood if it's full of aphids or something, But in this case, it was scattered out all over the new foliage and on the green part of this year's branches, and that. So I just took it and I just brought a new garbage bag, put it in there, left the lid open, and just went to town on that guy like it was nobody's business. And I still have to, and I still have some on the trunk that I have to go back and deal with. But the first thing I did was I took a spray bottle and I mixed a strong dose of neem and soap, and I hosed all those little guys down like I was really mad at them, and then cut them loose from the tree and threw them away. Now, we just did a little prune back on some branches and some foliage that probably needed to be pruned back. So you could say no harm, no foul. It kind of, also the other side to that is some of you may remember, for the first time in the years that I've had that, this guy bloomed this year. That was kind of cool. We were really happy that had done that had bloomed. So I didn't distinguish, and then the tree puts out buds that will be next year's branches, next year's shoots, and next year's blooms. Well, all of those are in there. So we probably shot ourselves out of the saddle when it comes to seeing beautiful blooms on this guy next year, like we did last year. But having said that, I can still take comfort in the fact that I don't have to wait years and years and years for this guy to bloom. It's already done that once. When we don't cut the buds off, it will probably do it again the following season. So that's what we're looking at. And what I'm going to do now is just kind of go through and find more of those little fuzzy MFers, and then just I've still got one glove on. I couldn't leave my gloves on and operate the camera. I don't think this guy has smart fingers. I just totally made that little aphid one with the tree. There you go. You wanted tree, there's you some tree. You got all the tree right there. And then I'm also checking the soil to make sure I'm not just knocking them off in the dirt. I can still see some down in here and up here. Now, yeah, right there. Am I showing you? Yeah. I don't know, is that a dimple? I mean, is that a freckle? No, that's lighter color. Yeah, that's more hard-headed than a woolly aphid should be. But then once I pan around over here, you can see that I've still got a pretty good concentration of them there. And then on the back side here, and here. So I'll be trying to kind of rub those guys out of existence. And what they are is they are actual insects that are gross looking, and it's probably a good thing they have all that white fur on them, because other than that they're pretty disgusting. Yeah, wow, just move that branch. Come on now, give me some focus. You can, even if that stays blurry, you can see the white specks in that shot. High concentration of them there. Yeah, that's when I can go with natural, something that's all natural. Also something that is all natural but I don't have access to currently. Ladybugs. Those vivacious little fat ladies are the last word in who gets to hang out in your garden. And other than that, they're just a good bunch of gals to keep around. Ladybugs. Some greenhouses and stuff keep them if they have a refrigerator. If they have a refrigerator, then they'll put these guys in their little nests or whatever, their little blocks of 1,000 or whatever it is. Block of baby ladybugs, and then you just take them to your garden, and once they thaw out, they go to town on whatever. They start just immediately climbing on your trees and shrubs and bushes, and they want nothing to do with your trees and shrubs and bushes. But if there are any snacks on there that can be had, that's what they're in for. Man, I'm gonna go through and have to pick some of this stuff out. I don't think there's quite enough. I don't think there's quite enough loud machinery running right now. Seems like there should be more. Now, the reason this tree right here came down with such a nasty little predator as woolly aphids, wow, is because the leaves were dying. The leaves were dying because it's past fall and it's time for them to sign off. Maybe I could have gone through here and defoliated this tree and done, that would have been a big help. It probably would have gone a long way towards me not cutting the foliage back so fatally back to where we're going to start over with a lot of our buds next year. So yeah, now I'm looking over here and thinking, okay, this guy was hanging out in the middle between photosynthesizing and still having leaves that were shot, just like these bald cypresses are. And we know how this turned out, so I need to make sure that none of these guys jump ship over there None of these guys have already jumped ship over there. And all the times that I've said, I see no reason to defoliate my bald cypress when it still has green and it's still making energy that it will throw into storage later. So all of that we can get the better. The appearance of woolly aphids on these guys would probably cause me to do a timeout on that, and I would probably go through and quickly defoliate at least anywhere where I saw them, if not cut off anywhere I saw them, because you don't want them spreading. You don't, yeah. And also, when it does come time to defoliate this guy, because maybe all the foliage is already spent, you know, and it's the color of that spent foliage. These trees are super easy to defoliate. I mean, this is like these 2 fingers and about 10 minutes, and I'll have these guys truly bald. Except where I keep donating Patricia hair, of course. So that's something I want to watch out for. This time of year, whenever you do have foliage starting to lean back, because it's that time of year, that foliage is going to have, that foliage defenses are going to be taking a bit of a back seat also. And that is something that we need to watch out for. I've heard of people using peroxide on woolly aphids. Mostly what I hear is people going to town on them and removing them by hand, which is pretty much what we're at here. Some of it I can do quickly by what you see here, just kind of rubbing it off, and some of it I will need to go back over. I'll need to go back over with a pick or something to dig that out, where they seem to have made a little place to hang out. Yeah, it's like, if that comes into focus, like right in here, focus on that camera. There you go, back. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. This time of year, you are going to see your foliage starting to die back, and as it does, you can possibly, if we had more rain and stuff, we might be looking at powdery mildew forming on some of this spent foliage, which would then spread all over the trees and the trees around them. Boom, I just blasted that out of there. Got them. I just blasted them out of that little hole up they were in there. So, yeah, I wish we sold ladybugs, frankly. Praying mantises are another great way to go. You can, if they don't just freak you out too bad. Those are great little insect predators that won't eat your plants. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the skinny there. We took a little time off yesterday. Rested up, did a little self-care stuff. Big fan of self-care. Listen to your needs just now. We just, in the United States, just went through a big election, and it had been winding itself up for over a year. Some of y'all are probably really excited about the outcome, and some of us probably are not. So if you're like me, you fall in the latter category, take a little extra care, take a little extra self-care. Also, disengage if you feel you need to. Come back later when you feel up to it, or when it feels safe to you. Yeah, if you're feeling tired and a little beat, say so. Help is on the way. Look for the helpers. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you. Frida appreciates you. And we'll see you again. Probably we'll do another weekend drop, possibly Sunday. Sunday. Yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't already. We will do a drop later in the week. We have so much to look forward to and so much to do and bugs to battle.